Hi everyone, it's Chrissy for a 5-minute mindset. Are you ready? All right, here we go. Turn your goals into a practice. So don't work for money or goals that you need to achieve to feel something, that sense of achievement to feel really great. Instead, work for satisfaction. Now, hear me out. It lasts longer and it feels so much better because you're not needing any outside validation. And if you work for your own satisfaction, what actually happens is downline, you start feeling great about yourself right now, every step of the way, and every time you actually practice. So life is about experiences and the discernment of knowing that now, the present moment, is all that you need to get right. If you live in the past, well, you're depressed. Have you heard of that one before? Because maybe there's some regret, shame, blame, wishing you made different choices. Well, guess what? If you're so distracted with the past, you're bound to make the wrong decisions in the present. Make sense? And if you're living in the future, what happens is, well, you're worried about something that hasn't happened yet. And that anxiety that you get from doing that kind of worry is, well, you get distracted again. And you're going to make the wrong decisions, which will eventually lead you to that wrong path or that wrong focus. Does that make sense? So live in the present, because all you need to do is to visualize where you need to go. Visualize who you need to become to be able to achieve that goal. Understand what you need to do to practice to get good at that. Well, practice at that so that you can become that person. And then once you know visually what you have to do, let it go and then practice that practice. So I'm not saying don't have goals. No, it's always a good idea to know where you want to go. It's like setting your GPS and then letting the driving towards that goal take over, because it's all about balance. Have you heard of the saying that life is like riding a bicycle? You have to keep moving. If not, you're going to fall over. And the rest of the time you live in the present moment and you practice. So you change that goal into a practice. I can't say this enough. It's not a goal that you should be going after. It's practicing getting there so that the pressure isn't insurmountable. Because it's human nature, when you put so much pressure on a goal, a deadline, a date, then it becomes too much pressure. And you're bound to mess it up. You've got this thermostat. We all do. We have this thermostat set in our minds, right? And just so happens that when you put too much pressure or importance on this thing, we usually mess it up. I don't know, maybe it's distraction, maybe you're self-sabotaging the outcome in some way, or procrastinating and you run out of time. But it usually messes up somehow. But it doesn't have to always be that way. Always remember that whatever task you're doing, whatever project that you're building, whatever it is, it might be a talk, an event, an exam, public speaking, maybe it's a performance. It doesn't really matter. The point is, if you're nervous because you put so much pressure on this one thing, this one event, well, what's going to happen is you're going to get anxious about the future, about the outcome, whether it's going to turn out okay. And what that is, it's a distraction, and it distracts the focus that you have from this present moment, and you won't be able to then perform. So you might ask me, how then can I stop worrying? Stop this distraction? Just remember that no matter what, your parents, your audience, your interviewer, they want you to do well. Why wouldn't they? If they've been looking for someone to hire, they're bound to be rooting for you. If it's a performance, well, they paid good money for this ticket. And in that situation, they want you to do well. So don't worry. Don't put it in your mind that, I don't know, they hate me, or, it's too much, something like that. Because it can't possibly be true when you're practicing and putting your focus on your practice. You see, I recently came to realize that through means of a story about the 4-minute mile. Now bear with me. See, Roger Bannister at age 25, he broke the record of running a mile in under 4 minutes, which was thought to be an impossible task. They even called it the 4-minute barrier, but he did it in 3.59.4 seconds. And immediately after that, people started breaking that record all across the world. You see, what I learned from this is if you do well and you shine, it doesn't mean that you're being boastful or showing off. No, it means that you're more focused on breaking your own limitations so that you can be a shining example for others to do the same. You're allowing other people to then beat their own limitations. You're giving them the opportunity to dream a little bigger, to dare to go for their own dreams as well. And that's why people want you to succeed. And that's also why people go to the movies to watch, characters take on the impossible task, succeed the impossible dream. Because deep down inside, that also allows you to succeed in any way that you so wish. Because when you allow yourself to shine, well, you ignore the distractions of worry, anxiety, or what other people think, and you finally have all your energy focused on the present moment to practice, your craft. You can't help but feel happy and fulfilled that you're doing what you love to do. And the sheer experience of getting into that flow with what you do turns that goal into the practice. And then you practice your practice. That is growth. And that's discovering your purpose.